information from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is brought to you by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com today. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is always ready to lend a hand in the communities that they serve. Log on to midwestbank.com to find out more.
And welcome to Seacrest Field, Lincoln, Nebraska, the site of a Class A doubleheader here on a Thursday on News Channel Nebraska. Game 1. The Southeast Knights hosting the Norfolk Panthers. Brandon Axelman and Jack Mitchell with you for this doubleheader. We're excited for the matchup that's brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need them. Jack, both these teams sitting at 2-1. They both started the seasons 2-0 and are coming off losses, hoping to bounce back off of them. First off for Lincoln Southeast, took down Grand Island and Lincoln Southwest before dropping one at Creighton Prep, 24-0. A game that Coach Catula said, we just didn't execute and couldn't move the ball.
Yeah, and Southeast coming in, obviously they got a lot of great athletes as well, but they ran into kind of a buzzsaw, and I think that was the first real game where Coach Catula said, hey, we did not execute this game. He was happy with the first two, but he did not think that game really showed who this team was.
For the Panthers, started off with an overtime thriller victory over Columbus in Week 1, followed that up with a 34-0 rout of Bellevue East. Hosted North Platte last week, had a 10-point lead going into the fourth, and ultimately lost it by 3 points, 34-31. And Coach Kuzer was not happy about that. He feels his team should be 3-0.
Yeah, and they probably should be as well. And I'm excited to see how these two teams are both coming in a little bit angry in this game, coming off those losses that you talked about with that. And look, one of these teams goes out of here 3-1, Brandon. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. Wild card points you're talking about, state playoff position. We're still in September, but it's not too early to start thinking about those things.
2.5 minutes to break. We'll take a break. Pre-game show here on NCN, Lincoln, Southeast, and Norfolk coming up next.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
It's important to detect lung cancer early. Let's see if you qualify for a lung cancer screening at Faith Regional. I'm talking now with Maria O'Hare, an oncology navigator with Faith Regional Health Services. We're talking about lung cancer screenings today. Who should be thinking about getting one?
Well, for the most part, our lung cancer screening criteria is basically for smokers. Medicare, about 2015, started a new program specifically for smokers or people that are at high risk for lung cancer, and they had to meet certain guidelines.
What are the guidelines?
Well, the U.S. Preventative Task Force has come up with some new guidelines this year. Their ages are 50 to 80 years old. And instead of a 30-pack year history, anybody that now has a 20-pack year history can qualify for this exam. One of the things they do add, though, is a statement saying you should have these exams every year until the patient has an illness that they probably could not have a curative surgery or has a chronic illness to the point where they would not do treatment for it.
What are some of the things you can do to reduce your risk of eventually having lung cancer?
Well, of course, one of the biggest things is not smoking or quitting to smoke. Asbestos, being around different chemicals, can cause lots of different smoking. So not being around those chemicals, asbestos, chromium, arsenic, a lot of those types of things. Also radon, having your house checked for radon.
So with these screenings, you're going before symptoms even. So this isn't something that you should be on the lookout for symptoms for. If you qualify, you should do this.
Correct. And again, this is something, hopefully, if you're having your yearly conversations with your doctor, that they would bring up, or that, you seeing this now, okay, I understand I probably do qualify. I need to talk to my doctor about this. Yes, it's definitely for someone that.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy?
It's important to detect lung.
I need to talk to my doctor about this. Yes, it's definitely for someone that does not have symptoms.
Maria, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Glad that you're with us. Pre-game show
Does your
is
business
wrapped
need
up,
quick-
and we are playing football here at Seacrest Field. The Knights kicking things off to Norfolk as we get this game started. The first of a doubleheader here at Seacrest in Lincoln. So we'll get a look at this Norfolk Panthers offense first, Jack. An offense that while it can run the ball, it may actually prefer to pass it. It has a talented quarterback and receiver.
Yeah, well, this quarterback that you're going to see here, other than Jet Tamala and Millard South, who is arguably the best quarterback in the state, we're seeing number 2 in passing yards. So Norfolk's going to pass it around and look forward to seeing what they're able to do. Big receivers going to like that passing game.
Saw the starters brought to you by Medica, the quarterback we were talking about specifically, Cole Signor.
Yes.
As we have a short carry there on first down. Looking at this Southeast defense, they have a 3-man front. Pierre Allen Jr. is a player you'll want to know. He's going D1. Also Cash Butenbach leading the way with 41 tackles and the leading rusher for this team on offense.
We're going to see 4 of the top 6 tacklers in Class A in this game. 2 of them on Southeast. You just mentioned those 2 guys. 2 of them on Norfolk's defense.
Second consecutive carry for the Panthers. It will set up third down and short.
And after we talked up their passing games, 2 immediate runs to start out the game. Hey, nothing like a steamy Thursday afternoon. Nothing says high school football like 92 degrees Thursday afternoon. But this is what happens, Brandon, when you got a Nebraska Friday night college football game, right? So we got a doubleheader here tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk about how Southwest and East, that's the second game of the night, moved because of the Huskers as we have our first completion. That catch going to Drew Strike, who has 215 yards entering this contest.
6'5". 6'5" for Drew. How nice must that be for the quarterback to see out there, 6'5" guy, to have that kind of a wingspan there. And that's what I expected from this Norfolk offense here. Against the Southeast defense that's got a lot of good tacklers, got a lot of good players overall, a lot of good athletes.
Back to pass for the second time, incomplete. It was intended for Jay Kuzer.
Yeah, probably better he didn't put that anywhere where he had 2 receivers that were kind of in the air, and I think it was originally intended for Kuzer, as you said. He was double covered. I think that was as much kind of a throwaway as anything else on that play, Brandon. That does bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Panthers as they are on their own 43-yard line starting this thing out.
Signor again to pass, has an open receiver out of the backfield. It's Rosas, and he's tackled. Actually gets across midfield. That sets up a 3rd and short, pickup of 8.
Nice little play there. Good block on the outside. I mean, you'll take an 8-yard gain on that kind of a pass out to the flat anytime you can get it. But that's the exterior blocking is a huge key on a play like that. And now Norfolk in 3rd and short situation here. We'll see if they go with the run of the pass pistol formation for the Panthers.
We talked about Cole Signor. He likes the pass. Over 800 yards entering the game, and on 3rd and short, he's unable to connect with his target there, Gavin Jarecki, and it looks like the Panthers will opt to punt.
God, boy, and that's another 6'5" receiver. They've got they got a basketball team out here at wide receiver, and I think they like what they had there. It looked like he had Jarecki there, but just wasn't able to step into the throw, and Panthers are going to have to punt, 4th and 2. Southeast on fake alert here. They got a safe defense in.
High punt away. Goes out near the 23, so we'll get our first look at this Knights offense. It's a team coming in at 2-1. Trey Bolin, the quarterback, taking over and being that senior quarterback after being on the JV the past 2 years. Coach Catula had nothing but good things to say about him leading the offense. We talked about Pierre Allen and Butenbach on defense. They're huge contributors on offense as well. Lincoln Southeast said they did have some spots in the line that they had to fill at the start of this year, and that's where they're working on the most, as we also get a look at this Norfolk defense that has a 4-man front. And
nice job by Butenbach fighting for extra yards there. You know, we were doing a game last week, Brandon, where we saw Nelson Wheeler from Grand Island, and at one point we wondered if he was going to get 40 carries. Butenbach's up there in terms of the way that this offense relies on him this year. He's averaging, he's got total carries already this year on the season. He's got, let's see, well, first of all, he's got yards, total of 267 yards, 89 per game as they're going to go to him again here on this play. But he's been very heavily utilized by this offense. And it seems like Southeast has had a Butenbach on this team, you know, for 15 years. I know it's not quite been that much, but a lot of great athletes in that family. Not only the kids in high school right now, but dad as well.
well, and the most recent prior to Cash was Max. They both were on the field together last year. Max now, or 2 years ago, but Max now playing at the Huskers baseball, and he's catcher for the Big Red.
Yep, you're going to see a whole lot more of him, and boy, Southeast liking that running game early, aren't they? And getting big chunks. I mean, if you're getting 6, 7, 8 yards of play, you're going to keep doing that. And I think we're on a path, Brandon, again, to a very gaudy number of carries for a running back like we saw last week for Grand Island.
I'd like to remind you that this first quarter is brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk. We are building a Norfolk legacy, one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, we're here for you today and every day. There's Butenbach. No, excuse me. That's actually Beckham Rice with his first carry, and he goes for 8.
Yeah, the junior, 5'11", 170. He'll spell Butenbach. You know, if you're going to give Butenbach 3 carries in a row, and he's playing some defense too. You want to get Beckham Rice in there for a carry, but again, no matter who's in there right now, Southeast looking at 6, like I said, 6, 7, 8 yards per carry. I think you keep doing that. I think you keep doing that in this point till Norfolk starts to bring people up. Ooh.
Little bubble screen, and right at the first down marker was Dane Omel on the reception.
Nice little move there. He was almost dead to rights on that play, and it was actually a short yardage play there. He made that juke, and that gave him just enough. There you go there to get that first down. So Southeast in business, really efficient here with this first drive with the Knights and Trey Bolin at quarterback.
Instant replay brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close. Southeast nearing midfield on the Knights' opening drive of the contest. Back to the ground game. Second carry there for Rice as he gets a few.
Yeah, still, you know, not 4 yards, though. You're still going to take that, right? 4 yards, get 4 yards every play, first, second, and third. You're talking 12 yards and a first down, and so far Southeast has been consistently able to get this against that Norfolk defense.
Now Bolin in the gun. Drops back, has plenty of time. Over the middle and off the hands of Caden Ward.
Oh, man. That's what you're setting up that entire drive, Brandon. I mean, up the middle, body blow, body blow, body blow, body blow. And then all of a sudden when they start to think another body blow is going, you send Big Caden Ward there over the middle at 6'3", the junior tight end. He was there, man. I mean, that throw was just a little bit off, but that's 6 points if he gets it on the target there. So now we got a third down here for Southeast. See what they do here.
Back to the air. Bolin again with
Got him
time.
again.
Wide open, and this one is hauled in. The spin move, and in for the score is Dane Omel. A 48-yard strike, and the Knights get on the board first.
The jump and then the spin combine for a highlight play. And by the way, I mean, nice for Trey Bolin there. He had nobody, his receiver, O'Mel, had nobody in his zip code there when he threw that thing. Wide open. That's how you set up the pass with the run. A masterclass by Southeast. They're up 6-0 early.
And that's just how you draw it up if you're a Lincoln Southeast fan. Opening drive goes 70-plus yards, and it's capped off by that 48-yard touchdown pass from Bolin to Omel. We'll take a break. Norfolk looks to answer when we return here on News Channel Nebraska.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond is your leader in engineering and designing your new building, additions to facilities, and concrete construction. Their professional projects can be seen across northeast Nebraska. Whether it's a business office, barn, shop, or addition to an existing building, when the project is complete, you'll have a building that meets the needs of your operation. Check out ashoffconstruction.com or call Scott, Kenny, or Luke in Osmond at 402-748-3551.
Welcome back to the Southeast student section. They're feeling good after that opening drive. The Knights were able to move it on the ground, and Jack, as you pointed out, set up for the pass and 48-yard touchdown strike.
Yeah, I loved how Southeast kind of schemed out that drive, running up the middle, establish the power running game over and over again, couple of backs, and then take some shots downfield. They didn't hit the first one, and maybe you think, all right, they're going to back off that strategy. They do it again, and you had Dane O'Mel wide open, but still had to get up there to make that catch, made the spin move. Incredibly impressive touchdown there for the Southeast Knights. What is it, country and western night for the Southeast Knights here? You know, Southeast Lincoln, very famous, obviously, for its cowboy culture. Many people talk about that when it comes to...
It's very rural.
Yes. 35th and Van Dorn Street or...
Sheridan,
that area.
somewhere around there.
Sheridan,
yeah.
many horses.
Yep.
Many horses.
Well, Norfolk, good return here by the Panthers as they get across the 40.
That was a very nice return. Just what the doctor ordered. Braden Long takes that back, the wide receiver / defensive back for Norfolk, and now they take another shot here. I want to see them. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do when they open up this passing game a little bit. As we talked about. You know, they put up some yards when it comes to the passing game already this year, to the point that you've got the second best passing attack right now in Class A, only behind, again, Millard South, who arguably is the favorite right now to win the state championship at this point.
And to the air, Signor with the completion, that little hook route, gain of 8.
I like that. Quick moving. Let's see how quickly they get to the line here. I don't know how fast Norfolk wants to move, I should say. Yeah, they're gonna take their time here at this point.
And that completion went to Maddox first. He's not 6'5", Jack, so they have shorter players.
They do?
He's 6 foot.
Okay, I thought there
Just
was
6 foot.
it was like you must be this tall, like you have at the roller coaster, to be a wide receiver for the Panthers.
You know, I'm sure Coach Kuzer, he wouldn't be opposed to that type of a rule, as we do have Thompson, who does pick up the first down on a
How about that? A little
4-yard gain.
Little pistol eye formation there for the Panthers. I like that. A little pistol eye, and Panthers say we can do the power running game too up the middle.
Coach Kuzer says it's the power pistol. They have a back behind the quarterback. Sometimes they'll have two backs, and they can also go into that eye formation out of the pistol, like we're seeing here and what you just referenced.
I like that.
Signor on the quick pitch. Another solid chunk for the Panthers on first down, and another carry for Thompson.
Yeah, you do wonder. I mean, it's got to be tempting, though, in all seriousness, with the height of the wide receiver core that the Panthers have, like at some point you're like, well, let's just put up a jump ball, right? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, we should look at the height of the night corners here that they've got. Looks like, well, they've got O'Mel there. He's the safety there, and then on the top of your screen you've got Javion Fuller, 5'9".
It's a little bit of a discrepancy.
Look at, I mean, big hole.
Thompson keeps running and churns his legs and picks up a first down.
Tell you what, Brandon, Thompson.
I was going to say, he's tall too. He's 6'2".
Goodness sakes, what have they got in the water there at Norfolk? Thompson stays on his feet. Thompson was kind of doing the stumbling thing the whole way there. He got tripped up at the beginning. He never quite got his balance. I'm telling you what, he keeps his balance on that. That could have been a real big gainer there. But as it is, a nice little drive, a nice little answer drive here being put together by the Panthers. So another first down, 31-yard line right now of Lincoln Southeast. And these are a couple of fun offenses to watch.
Panthers well in night territory. Ball on the 31. It's back to Thompson, who's continuing to reel off big chunks. There's 6 more.
Yeah, I bet you do not see, Brandon, you do a lot of games. I'll tell you this. I bet you do not see many 6'2" running backs.
Trying to think of the last one.
I mean, it's kind of like I'm trying to think. Eric Dickerson was that upright running back. I don't even know if he was 6'2", though. I mean, you don't see that very often. It's just a tall team.
Came into this game with 62 yards, Thompson. 46 carries, though, and nearing 30 yards.
I mean, Signer is 6'2" also. Holy cow. This is not the one team you want to have a dunk contest against, that's for sure.
Play action, and Signor finds Cohen Skiff.
6'1".
6'1", 220. Nice pickup. And just shy of the marker, so 3rd and short.
Yeah, this has really got to be, all jokes aside, one of the tallest teams we've ever covered here on these Lincoln Thursday night games. It's interesting, and it'll be interesting to see how they kind of use that to their advantage in this game, because we were looking a little bit about that Southeast, defensive backfield, and you got 6 foot, 6'1", 5'10", that kind of stuff back there. But this is power here.
And Thompson made the first defender miss. Chains will move for the Panthers.
Really nice job at Norfolk just kind of mixing it up here with this drive. They haven't taken their shot. Southeast kind of set up their shot. Norfolk hasn't necessarily taken that deep shot yet. I feel like that's still probably coming, maybe saving it for later in the game. But when they've needed the rushing yards, they've been able to get it during the course of this drive with Jaden Thompson.
Instant replays brought to you by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. 1st and 10, ball on the 18. Back to Thompson. He was hitting the backfield. It'll end up being no gain on the play. So 7-0 your score. Clock quickly winding down here in the first quarter. Less than 2 minutes to go. But a long sustained drive here by Norfolk. Will they have some points to show for it?
And Nate Applegate did a good job in South getting his hands there on Thompson in the backfield. Another name you've heard plenty of times if you've covered Southeast games. Applegate as well did a good job just getting a hand on the foot of Thompson to slow him down a little bit. On the roll here.
Going for the corner route in the end zone. Jump ball, and it's incomplete. O'Mel on the coverage there.
They threw it to the one guy who's 6 foot on the field there.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah, Kason Jones. That was interesting. That was kind of a shot. That was, I'd call that a 50-50 ball.
Good job, both going up to high point it. Kason Jones.
That was O'Mel who just had the touchdown for Southeast, playing both ways there. Little Travis Hunter situation. Of course, that happens frequently in high school football, but nice defensive play there by him.
3rd and long, and just a miscommunication there by quarterback and receiver.
Yeah, that's just an option route essentially there, and the quarterback and the receiver on that play, Strike read it differently than did Signor on that one. Signor wanted him to go deep, and now they've got themselves in 4th and 10, and guess we get a field goal opportunity here for Norfolk.
So Signor is the holder.
So about
Actually, no. Well, yeah, Signor's the holder. Here we go. Okay.
About 35 here.
Yep, right on.
35 yards. Woo!
And that is a boot.
Oh,
It's good.
that was good. Wow.
Isidro Rosas with quite the leg.
Somebody needs to tell Rosas he didn't need to go 50 on that one. He booted that baby through. Nice kick. We got a 7-3 game here at Seacrest.
We'll be back. 1:05 to go in the first. Panthers on the board here in Lincoln.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Stop into Zollner Ford Beatrice for our summer clearance sale and drive away in a new Ford F-150, Escape Expedition, Edge, or Explorer. With approved credit, receive 0% financing with 0 down payment and 0 payments for 90 days. That's right, our 000 sale. Shop now while selection's best during our biggest sale of the year. The Ford summer clearance with 0%, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days at Zollner Ford Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
Welcome back here to Seacrest. Both teams getting on the board. Norfolk able to answer that southeast touchdown with a 35-yard field goal by Rosas as we wind down here in the first quarter.
Norfolk kind of going with the Alabama Crimson Tide look now with the old. I don't know how long they've been going with that, but the numbers on the helmets there, you know, not a bad program to emulate in terms of uniform.
We're going to have to get our resident Northeast Nebraska sports historian specialist, Eric McKay, on the line here at halftime. He'll know.
I believe at some point they had an N, just an N on the helmet. But
and they used to have a Panther at one point.
I think we need a little News Channel Nebraska throwback uniform segment. I think we get that sponsored
there we
too.
go. I like that. Nice.
I'm sorry, they're sticking with Beckham Rice here in the backfield, not Butenbach here. They went to Rice here a lot, and that's what they're going to do here.
Makes a couple of defenders miss, but a flag does come out behind the play.
Maybe a hold on the edge here. But, yeah, it is. They're gonna move him back, but they've kind of gone with Beckham Rice in favor of Butenbach here, which is. Butenbach's got a lot of work already this year, so interesting to see that.
Yeah, entering this game, Rice had 84 yards to Butenbach's, as we mentioned, 267 yards.
Yeah.
But this, back to the flag, this one is coming back, and so it sets up a 1st and 13. Bolin with time again, puts it on the money. Catch made by Mariel Bradford, his first reception of the game.
And Braden Long was very close to timing that. He read it, and he was about a I don't know, 3/4 of a second later. That might have been a pick six for the Panthers there. But as it stands, a little bit of a gain there. Still 2nd and 9 here for Southeast. We'll see if they decide to try and continue to go to the air here.
Bolin again dropping back. Puts it on the money, but I think we may have a hold.
I think it's on that left tackle there.
Catch was made by Ethan York.
There it is. Maybe if we get a replay here, maybe we'll see. It looks like the right defensive end there for the Panthers really got a good jump on that play, and I think that's where the call was. We'll see here. Yep, 57. There it is. You know, and he didn't necessarily, he kind of, if he stays in front of him and just kind of pushes him back behind the quarterback, I don't think he had to do it in that case. But that was just a credit to the defensive end there for really getting a good jump there for the Panthers. And now we set up, goodness sakes, 2nd and 19 in their own end zone almost. Uh-oh, free rusher.
Bolin doing a great job getting away and hits his receiver in the hands, but unfortunately Menta unable to hold on. Sets up 3rd and long.
And it looks like Fundus there for the Panthers, who was, I mean, completely unblocked. There you see him there.
How tall is he, Jack?
Let's see. Cole 6'3". What do you know?
Yep.
6'3".
Like that.
I mean, a linebacker.
Coming off the edge and applying the pressure, so it's 3rd and 19. This should be the last play of the quarter. 5 wide for the Knights. And another skiff unblocked off the edge. He gets to Bolin.
That's a fumble.
Ball is out. That is a strip sack for Cohen Skiff. And the Panthers will start the second quarter inside the 10.
What a play by Skiff. Really impressive play there by the junior who comes in there, and let's see what happened here. It was a blitz on that left side. You'll see again the left tackle didn't get a hand on him. Completely blindside, didn't see it. And at first he didn't even realize he had a fumble there. Jumps on it, and the Panthers are in business.
Thursday afternoon football in Lincoln on News Channel Nebraska. We'll be back.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Welcome back to Seacrest. We're about ready to start the second quarter that's brought to you by O Street Carpet. Check out Steve Carper and the crew. They are on 17th and O at O Street Carpet. Action-packed first quarter, Jack, and again, a huge momentum swing for the Panthers with that strip sack heading into this quarter.
Yeah, there were a couple of times there where the Panthers were just able to really get some untouched pressure into the Southeast backfield. Southeast got themselves in a hole with the penalties early, weren't able to go to that power running game to start off the drive. Instead, were drop back passing, and Norfolk kind of unleashed the pass rush on them.
And it's play action. And that is the catch by Rosas, who showed us his leg with that field goal. Gets the Panthers close to scoring here.
He's like, I'm going to score every point in this game. He's like, I'm going to get the field goal. I'm going to get a touchdown. I'll kick the PAT. All 10 points for me. That was a nice little move by him. I thought in that play, Signora had the kind of the running lane. I still think he might have. I think that's probably a good decision there. Rosas with a couple of jukes, and he gets the ball all the way down to the 1 yard line. Just missed the touchdown, and here we go. We got the old Maryland eye on this one. Right in. Hey, you gave it to the man who set the whole thing up in Skiff.
That's only deserving.
Exactly.
He gets the strip, he gets the sack, he gets the touchdown. Panthers now on top.
Yeah, Skiff, of course, making that defensive play with the strip sack earlier. He was in that Maryland eye. They got it to him quickly. Right in there. And how about the Panthers? The defense creating the great situation for their offense, and they take the lead over the Southeast Knights.
PAT's good. Norfolk up by 3. Here in Lincoln, early in the second, you're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska.
My name is Cameron Krejci, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. I chose to work at Elkhorn Valley Bank because it's a local community bank here in Yankton, and that's where I'm from. I feel like they give a lot to the community, whether that's building up the community through lending or giving is why I decided to work here. The most rewarding part of my job at Elkhorn Valley Bank would probably be putting customers in a better situation today than they were yesterday. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
Welcome back to Seacrest. The Norfolk Panthers taking the lead early on in the second. Cohen Skiff, a lot of heroics. The strip sack to end the first quarter, setting up his team, and then punching it in from 1 yard out. 10-7 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard as that kick goes through the end zone.
And you want to go back to sort of the genesis of everything that happened in that last sequence, Brandon. And you think about those penalties Southeast accrued, kept pushing them back. A couple of holding calls. They ended up in the shadow of their own goalpost. And Norfolk says, "Hey, we're gonna put on the pass rush here," and they had some real success on a couple of those plays. That set them up, obviously, within their own territory and executed from there with the offense. I think Southeast, and I see Butenbach back in here, I think they want to try and get the run established first and then go to the passes. They're going to do that here. I would expect they want to get back to those 5, 6, 7, 8 yard gains on the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if we see multiple of those, maybe not every one in a row, but a high percentage of those plays here, especially with Butenbach.
So second down and 4 after that Butenbach carry. Back to the ground, and Jack, it's like football.
Yeah, I mean, like I see that play, I would be hard pressed as an offensive coordinator to go away from what I just saw in that play. I mean, he was a broken tackle from the safety away from taking that to the house at that point. And we saw that on the first drive too, and Southeast just never got into that running rhythm on their second drive today. But I don't know. I'd let Cash cook for a while here.
That was an 11-yard run. Looking to reel off more here, running through a couple of tackles, about 6 more.
And that one, it's kind of like, well, first guy who eventually touched him took him down. He fell forward, but look where we are after it. 2nd and 4. That's a 6-yard carry. He's got a really impressive efficiency number, and they're gonna make the change now and keep Cash fresh. So bring in Beckham Rice here on this play. But we'll see if they continue to keep it on the ground, or if they're at some point. I think they're setting up the shot again. They did it last time. Not yet.
This ground game continuing to work. Maybe just shy of the first down here on that carry by Rice.
All right, 3rd and 1. We know what this is. This is Lincoln Southeast. Chuck Mazurski, if he were here, he would be appalled if they threw the ball. He would be appalled. He would say, I went games where I threw the ball twice for the entire game, and those 2 times I really didn't want to. Watch him do a play-action pass now.
We're not going to disappoint Chuck, says Coach Gatula. First down for the Knights.
Chuck Mazurski, and I got to thank him every time I get in the car, my driver's ed instructor back in 1993. So shout out, Chuck.
Was that still at the location on like 30th and O?
It was right here.
Oh, was it right here?
At
at East High School.
They used to have the towers set up right behind us at the Seacrest parking lot.
Wow.
Where they would put you in the car, and they would monitor your ability to parallel park and do all these things up there from the towers. And so I had 2 high school legendary coaches taught me to drive, Rudy Storr and Chuck Mazurski, which is it was quite an experience.
Just coaching in their blood, whether it's football or driver's ed.
Yes, you could say that, yeah. I suppose.
Looks like we have a timeout on the field. 8:58 to play in the half. Norfolk leading 7-0 on the Faith Regional Physicians Services scoreboard. We'll be back.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. Use Safe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Lay the foundation for increased harvesting capacity and a successful harvest by ordering a new John Deere combine during Landmark Implement's early order program. Upgrade to the latest model and maximize yield potential with advanced harvest technology. Customize your combine and secure the best discounts and financing options of the year. Contact your local Landmark Implement today to order your new John Deere combine and experience the Landmark difference.
Welcome back. Coming out of the timeout, play action, and Bolin has his receiver, and he finds him again for a huge gain. Pitch and catch to Charlie Thorne.
I told you the shot was coming. And on play action there, I mean, what's out? That formula is working for Southeast with a run, get chunk yardage, then drop it back, get some guys deep. And when they've done it, they've had the guy wide open every single time, Brandon.
That was a 40-yard pickup for the Knights. To Rice, tackled by Skiff. And you also had Maddox first in on the action. No gain.
It's been impressive. You know, you get Southeast in the must-pass situations, and Norfolk has done really well with the pass rush. But if Southeast is able to establish that run game on these drives by getting chunk plays, that's been a whole different story.
Now to Butenbach.
Nice. Oh,
He's
did he not go down?
No whistle, and Butenbach will take it in from 9 yards out.
Are you kidding me?
We need to see that again, but it was that old, looks like you're tackled, but on a body perhaps. Here we go. Cohen Skiff.
Yeah.
Stomach kept him up.
That's a great call by the refs not to blow that dead. And it was good play by Skiff, but he didn't get Butenbach's, butt down or any leg at that point, and that's a touchdown. Impressive play by Butenbach.
PAT is through. Punch, counter punch here in Lincoln. The Knights retake the lead. 14-10 here at Seacrest Field. Don't go anywhere. You're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout Northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
Brandon Axamit, Jack Mitchell with you. 7:51 to go before halftime. A reminder that you need to stay tuned for halftime, specifically for our halftime highlights, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We already have a lot of them to recap in the opening quarter and a half, and this ball was muffed, but Thompson falls back on it, so the Panthers will take over near their own 32.
I guess that's why you do that kind of squib kick situation is you think, well, maybe one of those up backs doesn't have the experience in kick fielding there, and they're going to muff that thing or just let it drop because it's a live ball. A lot of teams will do that, and almost paid off there for Southeast. We still got 7:49 in the second quarter. We got a 14-10 game. We saw a scoring explosion coming out of this game. Pretty impressive so far from both of these offenses, to be honest.
Signor keeps it, no gain.
Yeah, we've heard a lot more about, obviously, Signor's arm than his legs there, and he's going to come over to the sideline here, as you can see if we're going to get his arm going here on this one again, going up top perhaps to one of those tall wide receivers here at 2nd and 10. Important to answer here for the Panthers. They've been mixing it up really well with their play calling on offense.
Panthers with trips to the near side. Signor rolling out and opting to keep it, and sheds a couple defenders.
Wow.
Before going out near the 38, so that will set up 3rd and short.
He turned something out of not much there on that play. And watch, it looks like it won't be on your replay here, but credit on that play once again to a name we've said a lot today, Cohen Skiff, with a big block there that actually gave him a chance to get a little positive yardage on that play.
Well, this broadcast is presented by Currency, which makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit gocurrency.com. Also, Lincoln Sports on NCN's presented by Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. And Norfolk football on NCN is presented by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. As the Panthers with an incompletion there on 3rd and short.
All right, let's see what they're going to do here. Well, it looks like we've got Signor walking to the sideline here, and he'll reluctantly go off the field as the Panthers are going to bring in the punt team.
That punt takes a favorable Norfolk roll.
That's very nice.
And stops right there at the 10. 6:42 remaining here before halftime. I'd like to remind you to stay tuned for the halftime show, which is brought to you by Insurance 365, the healthcare specialist you want to do business with. And also visit Kearney, the halftime show. Find it all in Kearney. Brandon Axmett, Jack Mitchell with you. If you're just tuning in, this is the first of 2 games on NCN tonight being played here at Seacrest Field. Southeast Norfolk starting things off. Already a great contest. And the nightcap, 8 p.m. kickoff, Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln East.
So if you're Southeast here on this one, Brandon, I think, you've been able to get, for the most part, significant yardage, at least on average in the running game over and over again. You got 626. I mean, ideally, you'd like to march down the field, mix it up, go deep again if you have to, but get 7 on the board, go up 21-10 at halftime with a little over 6 minutes left here at this point. But we'll see how they go about doing that here because, they're on their own. Because of that great punt by Norfolk, they got a long way to go.
And we have a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And believe that was
Look at this,
53.
Cuevas, number 53.
Yeah, Paco Cuevas.
Nice
Getting
play.
in there and taking down Rice.
And now you got 3rd and 9. It's a position we haven't seen Southeast in really a whole lot tonight. When Norfolk has known Southeast is passing, they've been able to really get pressure Let's see if they can do it again.
Bolin hits the out route. It will be short of the sticks.
Yeah, we're going to have to. Boy, it's got to be a little tempting here just because per rush, Southeast has been able to get this, but I don't think you can take that risk, so they'll probably be punting it away here.
That was reception made by Ethan York, his first of the game. And the Knights do indeed punt it away. That's a high hanging punt. Fair catch made at the Panther 48.
Great job there by the Panther defense. They, you know, the one time that they did get the stop and the turnover for Southeast, it was kind of aided by penalties for the Knights that pushed them back. But Southeast running game never got things going there on that drive, 3 and out. Now they've got the ball again, and they've got a chance to get that final touchdown before halftime and take the lead going into half.
Lincoln Southeast, they scored first midway through the first. Trey Bolin, 48-yard touchdown pass to Dane O'Mell. Then Norfolk drove down the field and got on the board with a 35-yard field goal by Isidro Rosas. Then you had that strip sack by Cohen Skiff of Norfolk to end the first quarter as Thompson gets a good gain on first down. Skiff in the second quarter punches in a 1-yard score, so Norfolk takes a 10-7 lead. Then Knights answer back on the next drive, and Cash Butenbach takes it in on a 9-yard score on what Cohen Skiff thought was a tackle. And it's 14-10, and that's where we sit.
There you go. By the way, I looked it up. Eric Dickerson was 6'3".
Okay, so I think that's a good running back to be compared to.
Yeah, one. You know, we're talking 1 inch here. The difference between he and Thompson gets wrapped up there.
That is Thompson's 10th carry. Third down and 1 for the Panthers. 14.
Sorry, Brandon, but Panthers really haven't kind of opened up. I was expecting them to open up this pass game a little more, maybe saving it for the second half, but we just haven't seen a ton of that so far during this game. Given the numbers that we've seen from Signor, I'm a little surprised at that.
Ground game to Rosas. Looks like he has enough for the first.
Yeah, just what they needed. You know, even if you don't score here, don't give the ball back to the Knights with a chance to put points on the board before halftime. And with Rosas' leg, I mean, I don't know, we don't have that yellow line on News Channel Nebraska that you need to get to here, but I would put it, I don't know, based on that last field goal I saw, maybe 8-9 yards away. And that's coming back. Oh, boy.
Rosas was trying to help his own cause there on the carry, but as you pointed out, flag on the play.
I assume we've got a holding here. Looks like that was the spot of the foul is about the 41, 42, maybe. So, yep. So that'll move it back to all the way back into Norfolk territory. And 1st and 20.
4 wide for the Panthers. You have a bunch to the near side of your screen. But back to Rosas on the ground. Lowers his shoulder. Gets about 7.
All right, so we got 3:19. By the way, neither team's used a timeout yet, so obviously no real hurry for the Panthers here at this point, but something to remember. Southeast is able to get possession back.
option. Signor the pitch, and Rosas does a good job as it was a little behind him. They'll bring up about 3rd and 9.
Well, that a little speed option look out of the pistol.
Some old school Husker fans could identify with that.
Yeah, and a good job there as well in the play by Signor. Just holding it long enough, and Rosas got around the corner. And what do we got now? So they started up 1st and 20. They now have it down to 3rd and 9. 41-yard line. So I like Rosas' leg. Don't quite know if we're there yet. I would say another 10 yards. So might be 4 down territory, though.
Pressure coming in, and Rosas was in a whole bunch of trouble had he caught it. Falls incomplete, and so you're right at that 41-yard line. It's 4th and 9.
It looks like they're going to punt. They're trying to set up the screen there, and it looks like Southeast kind of read it. It almost looked like something they had seen on film. They did not take the bait, go into the backfield, and were able to surround the receiver on that play. And Norfolk actually kind of lucky on that one that it fell incomplete, and they're going to punt.
It was John Wood for the Knights who disrupted that play in that screen pass. As another good special teams play by the Panthers inside the 10.
Outstanding kicking game today between the field goal. Well, really, for the Panthers with their punts and with their field goal here at this point so far. And 2:16 for the Knights. I don't know. It's a long ways to go. They do have 3 timeouts though.
Glad you're with us on News Channel Nebraska. Doubleheader from Lincoln. We're camping out at Seacrest Field on this Thursday. Southwest Lincoln East, the night game. Great one between Southeast and Norfolk currently. Not much there on the ground. Another tackle by Cuevas.
It's kind of an interesting situation for Southeast because, 2 minutes, right, 94 yards that you got to go. It's kind of an impending task, although they've been able to get some big pass plays. But on the other hand, right, you can't just wave the white flag because Norfolk has 3 timeouts, right? They get the ball back. They've got a good field goal kicker as well. So we'll see what Southeast wants to do strategically here.
Well, they're going to go to the air. Bolin just a little bit out in front of his target, Meta. 3rd down and 8.
You had the one-on-one coverage there. Just put a little, actually good coverage there by Norfolk. And now 3rd and 8, and Norfolk is saying, okay, get a stop here, get the punt, let's get our offense back on the field and get a shot at some points before halftime. And I would say keep an eye on 44 here for Norfolk as well. We've seen him, Skiff, really be able to put the pressure on the Southeast offense. You're going to bring him? We'll see. Get timeout before the play.
1:35 to go before the break. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Thursday afternoon football on News Channel Nebraska.
When it comes to finding your next vehicle, Woodhouse Buick GMC has you covered. Whether you're looking for the luxury of a Buick Enclave or the rugged capability of a GMC Sierra, our friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Stop in today or visit us online at woodhousebuickgmc.com and check out all our current offers going on now. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back. 3rd down and 7 upcoming for the Knights. Brandon Axman, Jack Mitchell with you. Lincoln Southeast does get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, but as you mentioned, having to play a little bit of chess here on needing to pick up the 1st down, move the sticks, as to not give Norfolk a chance to get on the board.
I'm giving Butenbach the ball here, forcing Norfolk at least to take a timeout.
Well, Boland's rolling out and through the hands of Caden Ward.
Once again, another master expert football analyst call from Jack Mitchell from the booth.
Well, you can't argue that would have turned out better than ultimately what happened for the Knights on that occasion.
Yeah.
Clock stops. Norfolk doesn't have to use a timeout.
Yeah, so they got 129. We'll see how this punt goes, but 129, 3 timeouts, and a kicker has a good leg in a 14-10 game.
Another good punt, fair catch at the 43. So Norfolk, especially with its passing offense, plenty of time to either make it a 1-point game or even take the lead before the break.
Yeah, you just can't have any, like the last drive. But you got situations with both of these teams here where they've had really costly holding penalties during the course of the game. It cost Southeast, obviously, when they had the turnover down here on the other side of the field. I think that last drive as well, Norfolk at least was getting close to field goal range at that point, get that holding call backed up into their own territory here as well. I mean, you get 10, 15 yards here, and I think you give Rosas a shot at least at kicking it at worst at this point.
Signor with time. Going into double coverage, and was that caught? Interception by Mauriel Bradford. He's going up the sidelines, and it looked for a second like he dropped it.
It did.
I think, though, he was able to maintain possession and actually catch it. Let's see if we have it here.
I thought he dropped it. Let's see. Between the knees and held on to it. And that was just a shot there from the Panthers. On first down, I was just saying we haven't really seen a lot of that yet from the Panthers, given what Signor can do. But that one, just probably not a good choice. Probably wishes he has that one back. And now Southeast, minute 8, a little trickeration here.
Ball in the hands of Pierre Allen Jr. for the first time.
Normally known for his defense, getting him in there with a ball in his hand.
Mention the fact he's quite the football player. There's several. He's going to North Dakota next year. Committed at least.
And boy, haven't North Dakota State, South Dakota State really have built a pipeline here from Nebraska. I mean, the state as a whole, but Lincoln and Omaha particularly with those teams.
Boland pump fakes and thought about scrambling and goes to the ground.
We might call that a business decision there with Lane Mead coming in.
Yeah, that gap closed quickly. Here's a look at what he saw. Yep.
Yeah, Boland said, you know what? I'm getting sacked anyway. 3rd and 7, Southeast timeouts left. They're letting the clock tick here.
And the Knights will keep it on the ground. Hard running here by O'Mell. Ends up getting about 12 or 13.
That's the first time we've seen him carry a ball, right? He had the touchdown earlier as a receiver, and now what's Southeast going to do? They call the timeout. So it looks like we got a timeout by Southeast. Clock ran, though, before that last play. That's Southeast's second timeout. So they have one left here at this point. So one in the pocket, but they didn't seem to be in a huge hurry. Now they got that nice run by O'Mell, and they're saying, well, we take a shot.
Ball on the Panther 47. This broadcast is presented by Currency, Liberty First Credit Union, and Faith Regional Health Services. 14-10 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A-stop today.
Interested to see how aggressive Norfolk is with the pressure here, assuming Southeast is looking to go deep. Three-man rush.
And that's a big chunk completion. O'Mel's still going. Tackled at the 25, and Knights are in business.
I'll tell you what, I see why they're giving the ball, and Southeast will take a timeout here probably. Maybe get a field goal up. I see why O'Mel with a ball in his hand, he is tough to tackle. We've seen that long catches. We've seen that when he just had that running play, really to keep the half alive as well. And it's somebody you want to get, an athlete you want to get the ball in his hands because he's just been electric so far during this game.
Glad that you're with us. Knights taking the timeout. It's their last of the half. And they'll see if they can add to their 4-point lead here before the break. What are you drawing up, Coach?
Well,
you've been right so far in everything.
They have no timeouts left. It's 10 seconds. So what you can't have, obviously, is a play where you got the clock running, you don't get out of bounds, you don't get an incomplete pass. Maybe some kind of a sideline route or a shot at the end zone, frankly. I mean, that's probably what I'm doing.
Here comes pressure. Skiff trying to run down Bolin. Forced to throw it away, and it's picked off. Interception by Cole Fundis.
Kind of just took that out of bounds. I don't know. Would have been a long ways, but he had a little green in front of him at that point, and that'll be the half.
An action-packed half here in Lincoln. The Knights of Southeast will take a 4-point advantage into the locker room. 14-10 your score. We'll be back with our halftime show here on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of the Valley. Together we go further. You Say Pharmacy, where their mission is your family's health. And by John Henry's, our family serving yours.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Welcome back to Seacrest Field. Currently halftime, the Knights are leading Norfolk 14-10. Let's take a look at our school spotlight brought to you by Currency. Does your business need help financing big ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. First off, for Norfolk, the town in northeast Nebraska, just shy of 25,000. Madison County is where it's located. They are the Panthers, enrollment just shy of 1,000 as well. Looking at this program's history, one state title, that being back in the year of 1994 when the Panthers were state champs. As for Lincoln Southeast, one of the most decorated programs in the state of Nebraska when it comes to football. One of the original 4 Lincoln high schools here in Lancaster County, enrollment shy of 1,400. And you look at what this program has done, a lot of state championships. 1976, 1977, 1991, 92, 97, 98, 2000, and 2002 as well, in 2003. Runners-up in 88, 89, and 1993. The Knights, a dominant program here in Class A, and they're sitting at 2-1 on this season, trying to make it 3-1. 14-10 your score. You're watching high school football on NCN. We'll be back.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Hospice is a philosophy of care for those individuals who've been diagnosed with a terminal illness who no longer want to pursue curative measures as opposed they want to receive comfort measures. Hospice is not about giving up or waving the white flag. It's really about changing our focus. If we can impact how someone feels on a day-to-day basis, we can impact their quality of life.
My wife was diagnosed with lung cancer, stage 4 terminal from the get-go. Early summer, late spring of 23, and we entered into the hospice program. I knew that Jan was going to be comfortable as could be. She certainly had some difficult moments, but by and large, hospice provided her with pain-free care, which was so important with the condition that she had.
I think here at Faith Regional Hospice, we all take our job very personally. My name is Jennifer Bucklew, and these are hospice services through Faith Regional.
Welcome back to Seacrest. Currently at halftime, the Knights leading Norfolk 14-10. Brandon Axman, Jack Mitchell with you, and it's that portion of halftime to tell you about the Kearney Sportsplex, which is owned by the City of Kearney and plans to open in the spring of 2025. And it has all sorts of features. Jack, are you a pickleball player?
I have played pickleball, and I like it because I don't have to move a lot, and I can still be okay at it.
Well, you could play pickleball at the Kearney Sportsplex. They have 4 pickleball courts, or will, on 9,000 square feet, in addition to a walking track, 300 meters and 3 lanes for running and walking. One of the many features that will be a part of this Kearney Sportsplex that comes this spring.
Looks sweet. spring 2025, we're going to get going with that thing. I'm going to come up and visit as soon as they get it open.
It's located directly off I-80, the Kearney Sportsplex, a year-round, climate-controlled, multi-use, premier athletic facility that can accommodate youth and adult sports tournaments, camps, leagues, and recreation programs. 14-10 your score. We'll be back here on NCN.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures, out-of-this-world shopping, star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Make this the summer of Jeep at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Save on our full lineup of SUVs like the 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. And take advantage of our current offers going on right now. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations in Blair or Bellevue today.
There are many details that can set your dream apart from anyone else's. But what sets the banks that you are considering apart from each other? At Boone County Bank, what sets us apart from other lenders is our flexibility. We offer a wide variety of loans, and we pride ourselves on providing lending options for commercial, residential, and agriculture needs to make your dreams a reality. Our lenders have both the practical experience and product knowledge to ensure your solution is a perfect match for your needs. Boone County Bank, here to help you grow.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout Northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Welcome back. We're about 7 minutes from third quarter action. Braden Axmit, Jack Mitchell with you. Lincoln Southeast leading Norfolk 14-10. Now's that time where we look at all of the action from that first half as a part of our halftime highlights segment, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. So the Knights got on the board first with that 48-yard touchdown pass from Bolin to Omal. Then you had Norfolk answer with a field goal, making it 7-3, and some heroics by Cohen Skiffjack that you saw it on defense. Then the big guy got rewarded on offense.
Yeah. How many times do you see it? Guy makes a big play on defense, comes up to bat in the next inning. Wait, that's the wrong sport. You know what I mean.
10-7 after Skiff finds the end zone, and Southeast back to the air. Bolin with a big pass. That was a 40-yarder. To set up a score. That was Charlie Thorne with the catch. And look at this play. Skiff thinks he makes a great defensive tackle, and hats off to Butenbach, who says, I was never down. He takes it in for a 9-yard score.
He wasn't. Great play by Butenbach, touchdown, and that puts Southeast in the lead, and that's where we stand right now.
Again, those highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Check them out at their Lincoln or Grand Island locations. We had a couple of interceptions as well to wrap up the half. This one by Moriel Bradford as Norfolk was trying to find points before the end zone. This was the last play of the half as he had Bolin just forced to chuck something up, and Cole Fundis pads his stats with an INT. Those are all the highlights from the first half. 5 minutes until we get this second half underway. Game number 1 of our doubleheader here at Seacrest on a Thursday in Lincoln. Let's look at our rankings, Jack. This is the first week our NCN team has published them. We always wait for the first 3 weeks, and then we publish them every Monday for the rest of the season. I don't think many people will argue Millard South up there and Omaha West Side, they're a perennial power. It's sort of those top 3 that you would call that top tier.
Yep.
And then a lot below that North, Bell West, Creighton Prep, Papillion La Vista. Then you have that third tier of Millard North Kearney and Lincoln East, a team that we saw last Thursday crack in the top 10.
Yep, only 2 non-metro teams, and we'll see Lincoln East later tonight against Lincoln Southwest with the doubleheader here. But, boy, so many times with Class A, it's kind of been that 1-2. A lot of years it was West Side and Gretna. Sometimes you had Bellevue West in the mix. This year it feels like it's Millard South and Omaha West Side.
Football fans, I know there is another game besides high school playing on Friday. Nebraska's playing, and that's well and good. But if you're a high school fan, you might want to have 2 TVs because NCN will be televising Omaha North at Kearney. That's a top 10 matchup tomorrow.
On the road, huh?
Michael Shively with the call. So Kearney, they hosted Bellevue West last year. They seem to always be able to get one metro team to come out there during the season. So that should be a good one, too, tomorrow night.
Should be a very good matchup. Love to see those metro teams kind of go on the road and see what they can do against especially, a couple of teams that have a shot to get them on the road, and Kearney's one of those this year.
Again, those rankings, if you haven't yet, follow us on X, not Twitter, X, at NCN Sports. We tweet those out every Monday, and you can track who gets ranked where for all classes A through D6. 3 minutes until the second half is underway. We'll take one more break and get ready for third quarter action here on
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. Use Safe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
One thing about working, we've always had employers that took care of all the health care for us. Navigating that was kind of scary, unknown.
We tried to do it on our own, but weren't too confident with, was this really what we should be doing? Sarah is a very welcoming, warm person, and we really enjoy working with her. We laugh, we giggle.
She presented several scenarios, kind of took over where the employer left off.
See, it's all on who you can trust, right, hon?
Yes, dear.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with the touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Elevate your drive with Woodhouse Ford. From driving the city streets to cruising the back roads, Woodhouse Ford has something for every lifestyle. Discover the joy of performance and reliability with Woodhouse Ford, where every mile is a testament to quality craftsmanship. With 3 locations in Omaha, Blair, and Plattsmouth, Woodhouse Ford is ready to help you. Shop our inventory and offers going on now and experience the difference of buying with Woodhouse Ford.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of the Valley. Together we go further. You Say Pharmacy, where their mission is your family's health. And by John Henry's, our family serving yours.
Welcome back. Brandon Axmit, Jack Mitchell with you. 2 of 8 quarters will be broadcasting tonight as a part of a Thursday high school football doubleheader at Seacrest Field here on News Channel Nebraska. The Knights will get the ball first, leading 14-10. Here is the sun. It's not beating quite as hot as it was at 4:30, but still, where are we sitting on the
I was going to check. I was out there and got a little taste of the environs out there, and it was still pretty hot. We got 88 still in the capital
my gosh.
city.
It's went down a degree since 4:30.
Not a whole lot. Looks like by the time we get to our 8 o'clock kickoff for the second game, we'll be at 81. So
okay.
I think this is the last week, though, where you're going to be, judging from the forecast across the state, it's the last time we're going to be sweating it out here during one of these games.
Ball fielded near the 5. O'Mell on the return, and he's still going.
He's
Look
gone.
out.
Bye-bye.
No one is going to catch Dane O'Mell. A 95-yard kick return house call, and how about that to start the half for the Knights?
That guy is great with the ball. He has made move after move after move tonight on his touchdown reception, when they used him as a running back, and now on a kick return, just to be, I don't know if anybody even got a hand on him. A little bit on the foot there. But I am really impressed with O'Mell in this game. The senior, listed as a running back, defensive back, but he's been incredibly impressive with the ball in his hand.
And that couldn't have gone any better for the Knights coming out of the locker room. 96 yards officially, 21-10. Lincoln Southeast leads Norfolk. As we just got the second half underway, stay with us. The Panthers will look to answer when we return.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands will be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
Welcome back. Lincoln Southeast starts the half with a kick return. Norfolk with a decent one of its own will start near their own 40. That was Cruz Cabrera for the Panthers.
I'm just so impressed with O'Mel on that kick return, and every time he's had the ball, he has been nearly impossible for the Panthers to actually tackle him. And if I'm Southeast, I'm getting the ball in his hands more often here going forward. That said, now you're at 21-10. If you can get a stop here, I think it's going to be a lot of Cash Butenbach for the rest of the night. Remember, he's got 60 carries on the year coming in here. Let's see what Norfolk decides to throw it around a little bit here.
Sticking to the ground game on first down, short pickup.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. You know, you're talking about Class A, and you showed the ratings earlier. And Jet Tamala, we saw last year here at Seacrest for Millard South playing East. He's already got 1,000 yards passing. But number 2 in Class A is Cole Signer right here, who we're seeing for Norfolk. He's got 874 yards passing. He's got 9 touchdowns to 4 interceptions here at this point, throwing it at a 61% clip. So I feel like Norfolk's equipped to come back, the big receivers, if they need to. And, of course, it's not really out of hand by any means at this point. But I am curious what it's going to look like if the Panthers really open up this passing game with their big receivers and this quarterback who can sling it around. And they're in a passing situation here on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, the carry by Meade for a couple yards, then Signor on the swing pass to Meade. He picks up 2 more. It sets up 3rd and 6.
And I think I mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, but it's still really notable. You talk about guys who are leaders on their defense. You have got 6 guys on this team, in this game. You got 4 guys, in this game in the top 6 for tackling on either side of the ball. Southeast, Cash Butenbach leads the state right now in Class A. We'll watch this play here.
Signor has him and finds his receiver. The biggest pass of the game for the Panthers. Drew Strike with the reception.
There it is, going to one of those big wide receivers. You expected to see a lot of that tonight. Real quick to finish that thought, you got Butenbach obviously on the Southeast defense. You got Pierre Allen Jr. We saw him on offense before, but he's been out there tonight, of course, for the Knights. They are both in the top 6 in tacklers for Class A, and then Skiff, number 44 for Norfolk, and Jaden Thompson in the top 6. So 4 of the best or at least most frequent tacklers in Class A on the field today at Seacrest. Fumble.
Knights are saying they have it.
I think that's out. Yep.
And what a swing, a huge gain for the Panthers on the pass play, and the very next snap, Norfolk coughs it up, and the Knights recover.
Just a killer there for the Panthers, already down there and in field goal territory in an 11-point game. Unforced error there, and the Knights take over, and this is it looks like they're going to start out at least this drive with Rice at running back, but I would look for a good dose of running the ball here.
Short gain there by Rice on first down. Skiff got to him first. He's
Who
been
else?
everywhere.
I am so impressed with what Skiff has done defensively for the Panthers. And like I said, there's a lot of defensive stars to go around in this game between both teams, but Skiff has really stood out so far this game for the Panthers, especially on those run stops.
34 tackles, 5.5 tackles for a loss entering this afternoon's game for Skiff. And there he is again, wrapping up Rice.
He's right. Wherever the ball is, that's where he is on those run. I mean, he's the biggest issue right now for Southeast running the ball. And like I was saying earlier, they do trying to pound it, but those runs that were between 5 and 8 yards during the first half, right now they're 1 and 2 yards. Skiff is sniffing them out, and now we got 3rd and 9. Southeast has had open receivers deep, though, throughout the course of the night. We'll see if they try and get that here again.
A little swing pass to Rice. Didn't fool the Panther defense. It's a 3 and out.
Good tackle there by Rosas. I mean, that play is kind of predicated on Southeast breaking the tackle there. Rosas broke down, wrapped up, made the tackle, good fundamentals, and Norfolk did exactly what it needed to do coming off that fumble, and really it didn't end up costing them a whole lot, but a few minutes and some field position here.
And that's not the best punt we've seen for the Knights, but it does take a decent roll. Maybe a Panther got a piece of that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It had kind of a kick back there, but Panthers are going to get it now. It looks like on about the 44-yard line, their own 44-yard line. And, you know, in some ways it's kind of like they just got a 20-yard penalty, right, on that fumble or ish. And they're going back and trying to pick up where they left off on that last drive.
Almost halfway through this third quarter. And this third quarter is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. There's that pistol eye signal rolling out. And that should be pass interference, and it is. Skiff the intended target. Watch the Chiefs game, Chiefs-Bengals.
Yes.
Reminiscent of just getting there a little bit too early.
It was close. Now he didn't have Mahomes scrambling around before that thing, but just a little bit too early there for O'Mel. Ends up making that hit. I thought what the Panthers were going to do there, and that's going to be a big gain there for Norfolk. I thought they were looking at that again, that height mismatch that they've got there at the top. You feel like they're going to go for that here at some point here. Fuller 5'9", the corner. If they can get a man-to-man matchup there, you wonder if they're just going to put it up on that top of the screen. They'll do it on the bottom of the screen.
There
maybe.
It is. Strike. He was one-on-one with Bradford, but that one was just underthrown.
Yeah, it was just significantly underthrown. But if they're going to get single coverage on either of those receivers, right, on strike, or if they're going to do it on one of their other tall receivers, you know, you wonder if you can get the ball down there, you think you're going to. I mean, we're talking 6 inches. I mean, we're talking 5-6 inches in some of these matchups. And if Southeast is going to allow single coverage, if a safety isn't going to be able to get over, hard to not at least want to take some shots, and that's what Norfolk was doing there. But like you said, just didn't get the throw there.
So Thompson will get the carry, 2-yard gain.
You know, it's interesting. You know, normally you'll watch a game like this and kind of usually the running game will start to be able to get a little bit more room and kind of land some blows throughout the game. It feels like it's gone the opposite direction in this game. The run defense for both teams seems to have gotten better throughout the course of this game.
Third and long for Norfolk.
He's going to look for strike deep. Nope.
Goes for the out route. Incomplete. So do you punt it? Go for it? You're in that weird no man's zone.
I assume they're punting it here. They've been pretty consistent with, you know, fairly ball control, field position decisions here with the fourth downs, and that's what they're going to do here, try and pin Southeast and get that ball back.
And the Knights forced to take a timeout. Looks like they were having some personnel issues.
I hate to see that with 6:38 in the third. Those could be very valuable later in the game.
We'll take a timeout as well. 21-10, Lincoln Southeast. 6:38 to go in the third.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
When it comes to finding your next vehicle, Woodhouse Buick GMC has you covered. Whether you're looking for the luxury of a Buick Enclave or the rugged capability of a GMC Sierra, our friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Stop in today or visit us online at woodhousebuickgmc.com and check out all our current offers going on now. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Coming out of the southeast timeout, Norfolk will punt this away, trying to pin the Knights deep. And that's, well, it does take a very nice bounce for Norfolk, all things considered.
You know, in some ways, you know, the first few seconds of that punt, you thought that's not going well. But given that you had O'Mel back there as a returner, given that you got, I don't know, a good 15 to 20 yards of roll on that thing, I think you probably take that if you're the Panthers.
That's just how it was planned. Downed inside the 20 here, ball in the 18 as the Knights take over.
All right, back to Butenbach here at the running back position. We'll see if the Knights are able to get those chunk running plays they were pulling off in the first half. There it is.
Look out.
There it
Butenbach
is.
to the edge.
That's a chunk. That's a big chunk.
It may be. Touchdown
boy.
saving tackle. That would have been a 72-yard score had it not been for those fingers of first.
Yeah. And Butenbach is an explosive player at running back, and just feels like that Knights offense is a different level when you have the threat of him, either the threat of him or him actually doing it. Looks like we got our first cramping situation of the game.
That was a 56-yarder for Butenbach. That's Skiff, who's good to see he's on his feet.
Oh, Skiff, not the guy you want to see down if you're the Panthers here at this point.
There's a second Panther who is down on the Knight sideline, so that's Meade. But both of them able to walk off the field, looks like. So get some more fluids in you, get hydrated, and hopefully those cramps stay away.
All right, let's see if they're going to change out and get a Butenbach a break here after this one and go back to Beckham Rice here on this particular play for the Knights.
Rice right up the middle. It was met by Rosas and company, but not before picking up about 5.
Now Southeast getting back to what they were having some success with in the first half, and we just weren't able to find the formula there for the first drive here in the second half. And if they can get a touchdown here, you can plan on seeing a lot more of that throughout the course of the game.
Oh, Rice.
Nice job.
Hit in the backfield and dropped immediately. Looks like that was Lucas Hoffman flying in there.
Really good play by Hoffman. That's a kind of interior penetration we haven't seen a ton of from the defensive line from the Panthers. A great play there from 60 Hoffman. So now third and 5.
Pitch to Rice. Finds a crease. And we'll see where they mark him.
Let's see, it looks like they're going to mark that at about the 14. That'll be a first down. 14.5-yard line. Good for a first down.
Another look courtesy of Beatrice Community Hospital and Madison County Bank. Good hard running by Rice.
Butenbach back in. Got a Gatorade after that long run.
And they're going to go to the opposite side. Butenbach.
Ooh, boy,
not with as
nice.
much luck there.
Nice play by that was first on that one. Made a really good play. I mean, he's got a convoy with that Maryland eye. He's got a couple of fullbacks blocking for him. He's got the left side of that offensive line. Really good job by Norfolk to stand strong there. Get a loss at 2 yards. I mean, Butenbach, last time he carried the ball, he was scampering down the sideline. Play action.
Bolin has his receiver, and it's another night score. Touchdown, Mason Meta, 16 yards.
Tell you what, when Southeast sets that pass up with the run, they are finding receivers who are just wide open. And that's what, that Butenbach run does for you. Pulled up the coverage a little bit on that play action, just enough for Meta to get behind him. Throws on the money that time. Southeast now with their 17 about to be, it looks like 18-point lead, 28-10 with 4:02 left in the third here at Seacrest.
The Knights are rolling since the halftime break. 28-10, 4:02 to go in the third. You're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska.
Fields, farms, communities. That's Farmers Pride. Our purpose is simple. We help farmers feed the world. We bring value to our communities by investing in what matters to people. Because we are from here, work here, and live here. We believe in cooperatives, locally owned, locally operated, and locally controlled. In the field, on your farm, in your community. That's Farmers Pride.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Welcome back to Seacrest Field. Brandon Axmit, Jack Mitchell with you. It's been all Lincoln Southeast since the break. Jack started off with that O'Mel kick return for a touchdown, and the Knights defense playing tough, getting the ball back, and then just now scoring. Trey Bolin, his second touchdown pass of the game, this time to Meta.
And set up by that big run by Butenbach. Now Norfolk's at a point. Down 18, you got to get points on the board on this drive. You still got, still 3:55 in this game, not in the game, but in the third quarter. So still plenty of time to do that, but you got to start making some production on some of these drives. They've been in Southeast territory twice already during the second half. Turnover one of the times. Other time they decided to punt, try and play the field position game, and ended up backfiring on them on that last drive.
Yeah, first in motion. Signor keeps it. 2-yard gain. So this Norfolk offense just needs to figure out a way to get going. Really have had issues moving the ball since midway through that second quarter.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but I feel like they're going to, go with the old YOLO ball one of these times.
Swing pass, Rosas. I do say struggle. They've had some good plays to move it as well, but if they do move it, then they had an unfortunate and untimely turnover, something that would backfire.
And couple of guys who have been offensive contributors today, O'Mel and Beckham Rice, making the play on that one. A good tackle. You got a lot of two-way players here for Southeast on this team, and O'Mel's been all over the field today. Really good job pursuing there, making solid tackles, swarm tackling for the Knights, and Panthers already find themselves in a 3rd and 5 situation.
Pressure right up the middle. Signor going for
There's
it
the
all.
YOLO ball.
And is that a second interception? It is for Mario Bradford.
Boy, and Signor has these deep balls. He's not getting enough arm on them. That's the second time where, you just want to give your guy with the big height advantage a chance in that matchup to go up on a 50-50 ball. And, boy, he put everything he had into that one, but, you can see there, 4 yards short of where it needed to be.
And so this Southeast defense has turned it up a notch. Butenbach still going.
Jeez.
Shedding several Norfolk tacklers. There is a flag in the backfield.
I don't know if that's going to be a holding or if it was some kind of a. It might be on the. We'll see. It might have been something on the defense there. We'll see. Nope, just holding. All right. Oh, 2 of them. Okay. They called a holding and an illegal procedure on the offense there on that play.
So that will obviously take away Butenbach's, or Bach's run rather, and puts the ball on the 11. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third. Norfolk needing a spark here.
Man, when Norfolk was good down on this part of the field, you know what they were doing is they were sending the house against Southeast, and I think I'm doing that again here, and it looks like showed it and kind of bluffed it there. Oh, a drop ball.
Ball on the ground, and Rice wisely just falls on it. Makes it second and extremely long.
Boy, if I'm the Panthers on this one, I'm saying, hey, 2nd and 18, next 2 plays. 2nd and 22 is, I guess, going to actually be the number here. I'm saying to Cohen Skiff, hey, get in that backfield. Get in that backfield, whatever the play is, and wreak some havoc.
A little dive to Allen Jr. And he makes it third and extremely manageable.
Nice
Nothing
run by.
flashy.
Boy, the Knights have a deep stable of guys who can run the ball, don't they? We've seen 4 different guys with carries, 4 different running backs with carries during the game so far. All right, so that 3rd and 5, that sets up here with the clock running, getting toward the end of the 3rd quarter here. There's that blitz. There's that blitz. Oh.
Right back to Allen Jr., and he met Skiff and spun away and gets the first.
That is a matchup of 2 of the best athletes on the field right here. Boom. Allen spun away. And Skiff, frustrated he wasn't able to make that tackle. He's able to get it just too high on that one, right? Too high, and Allen spins away, and great leg strength by Allen to get the first down. And looks like Southeast will be able to run it here, maybe take up the rest of this 3rd quarter. And Skiff says, I can still do it, though.
First one to Rice on that occasion, who ends up picking up 2, maybe 3.
Southeast will probably go ahead and just let this run to the end of the quarter now.
That they will. There's about a 4-second difference between the game clock and play clock. So the Knights will let this wind down. An excellent third quarter, putting up 14 more points and holding the Panthers scoreless since the break. 28-10 your score as we head to the fourth here in Lincoln. We'll be back on News Channel Nebraska.
New home on the horizon? Loan it to own it. Need a new car to keep you moving? Loan it to own it. Looking for a new adventure? Loan it to own it with Liberty First Credit Union. Liberty First Credit Union is there for every step of your journey. Anyone can join to receive low payments and fixed rates to help get you through every new milestone. When you're ready to own it, loan it through Liberty First Credit Union.
Welcome back, Brandon Axmit, Jack Mitchell. Fourth quarter coming your way for the first of 2 games here at Seacrest. We're televising on News Channel Nebraska today. Be sure to stay tuned. Lincoln Southwest, Lincoln East will be the second game tonight. We'll be live for that at 7:45. As right now the Knights have outscored the Panthers 14-0 since halftime and are well in control.
And we got laundry on the field before the clock even starts here. Knights going back.
Second and 7 turns into 2nd and 12.
That was an interesting call. I called offsides on the offense instead of illegal procedure.
Okay.
Not something I think I've ever seen before, but
it will result in a little keeper there for Bolin on the zone read.
Why haven't we seen more of him running? Quick. And maybe this is, and he's cramping up there.
About a 5-yard pickup, getting back those penalty yards as he's tended to.
3rd and 12, so may need to bring on a backup quarterback in a passing situation here for Southeast. We're still in that. We're still not past that. Well, I mean, when you're playing 88 degrees, obviously hydration still an issue, but week 4 into the season and still seeing a decent amount of cramping. I know we did last week in our games too, Brandon.
Well, good to see Trey back on his feet. Yeah, after about week 5 is when they're usually worked out of the system of everyone, and of course, depending on how hot it is, that plays a part as well.
Now, the times I've had that, not really as an athlete, but just like laying in bed and you get one of those, I'm kind of done with any sort of mobility for a couple of days after those. So always impressed when guys can get back in the game, but it looks like they're going to have to go with the backup quarterback here. Or
so he has that Wildcat.
That's Butenbach, isn't it?
Butenbach on the Wildcat, and he is bowling over defenders. My goodness. There is a flag, but wow.
Who needs a quarterback? Oh, man. Look at this run. We'll see about the flag. Might be coming back because of a holding, but still. Whew.
That is a lot of power and desire by Butenbach there.
Boy.
Unfortunately for him, it's coming back.
You had to let another confrontation. Cohen, Skiff, and Butenbach on that run. Of course, it's for naught with a penalty, but that was some impressive stuff there from Cash Butenbach.
Getting a look at the Southeast coaching staff. Ryan Gatula in his 14th year, son Gunner playing for the Huskers.
Yep.
Said that's been a fun experience as Bolin is hit while he throws.
That screen they did not get that thing set up quickly enough on that screen. Bullet threw it away. That was preservation of life on that one. Holy cow. Great job by the Norfolk defense saying, hey, we realize we have a screen coming, but we're still going to get to you so fast that you're not going to be able to set it up. And good job again by the Panther defense and get the ball back.
Good punt. Fair catch made at the 37, 38-yard line. Now this fourth quarter, it's brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. 11 minutes and change remaining. Norfolk is going to need to start making things happen and fairly quickly. Pitch to Rosas. Short gain.
Rosas, the ball carrier.
All right, 11 minutes now. The clock becomes a factor. This is a 3-possession game here. 18-point lead for the Knights on Norfolk.
On the play. Brings up 2nd and 8 from the 40-yard line.
Looks like they gave Rosas 2, and he's going to stay in there. 10:35 and counting. This time they fake the pitch to Rosas. Signor throwing on the run. I think we may have a hold.
Yeah, I think so. And you almost had O'Mel get his hands on that ball on interception, and you could still be running if he did that. But you're right. I think we do on the rollout have a hold here on the Panthers. Going to move them even further back.
A reminder that high school football on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Currency, which makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Also presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Thompson, nowhere to go. The Southeast defense getting stronger as the game wears on.
And here is your boy. You know, you think this is a spot where you just say, "Hey, Signor, get it out there, right? Find one of those big receivers that you got." But he's got to be able to get it there, right? He's got to be able to not underthrow the pass, and it's just been an issue so far tonight.
Signor stepping into this one. Incomplete, and that brings up 4th down. A reminder that you're going to want to stay tuned for our post-game show. And our post-game interview specifically brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay play and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Looks like we had another flag on the play. Not sure about this one. You know, Signor had a little pressure. It affected the throw on that one, so obviously if this would be something like a hold, you think Southeast is going to decline that and take the 4th down, but we'll see what the call is here.
Wow.
Well, that you don't see too often. Sideline interference. So this is on a play where there was a pass down the middle, and this is why they have the get back guy on the sideline. But you don't see it called too often. I don't know if you had a receiver where it actually got tangled up or what happened there, but an unusual situation here, and keeps Norfolk's drive alive here.
Huge
with
break for the
9:29.
Panthers, yeah. Can they take advantage? Here's another look. Brought to you by Madison County Bank. Here to help you grow. Pressure coming on the edge. Signor in trouble. Brought down from behind. That was Caden Van Cleve recording his second sack of the season.
Great job by Van Cleve, and came from the corner. Pierre Allen Jr. was back there as well, applying some pressure, and Panthers just not able to get set up. And I feel if Signor could one of these times just really get set up and let that thing fly, he'd have a chance. But the pass rush from Southeast is making that really difficult.
Signor gets to the second level, so make it third and manageable, picks up 7.
That's the kind of play you like to call when they're being very aggressive with the pass rush. And good one there from Norfolk. So that gets him a little bit more of a manageable situation here on third down, 3rd and 7 here.
After the play, that brings up 3rd down and 7 from the 45-yard line.
It's probably got to be 4-down territory, I would think, from Norfolk at this point. Uphill battle, obviously, but a 3-possession game.
Signor going up the sideline. What a catch. Kaysen Jones.
You knew it was coming at some point, although Kaysen Jones, 6'0", and he just goes up and makes a really athletic play there. Really good catch on the sideline. Norfolk's in business now. And for sure in field goal territory, you got to get at least 3 out of this. Obviously, preferably, you want to get that touchdown with an 18-point deficit.
Signor across the middle and on a silver platter for Rosas, a 14-yard score. So Norfolk not going away.
We've heard about Signor's arm and his ability to put that ball on target. That's the best we've seen tonight. Great job right over the head there of Applegate for Southeast. That was a great throw from Signor, and all of a sudden a little boost here for the Panthers. If their defense can hold, we got a game.
PAT's good. 11-point affair here at Seacrest. Southeast 28, Norfolk 17. You're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska.
Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location, has several multi-specialty outreach physicians, including ear, nose, and throats, orthopedic surgery, urology, nephrology, general surgery, and pulmonology. Our physicians are all board certified. They have obtained the highest level of medical expertise in their field. Rated by our patients with a perfect 5 stars. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location, offers so much care, so close to home. Located in the Fountain Point Medical Building, Norfolk.
The way we use electricity has changed a lot over the years. What hasn't changed is our commitment to make sure it's there the moment you need it. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
.731 remaining here at Seacrest. Game 2 of our doubleheader here tonight on News Channel Nebraska. Norfolk trying to make things interesting cutting it to 11 after that touchdown pass from Signor to Rosas. Be sure to stay tuned for our top plays after this game, brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference, and also Currency. Top plays on the way as the Panthers going for a squib-type kick. The Knights do recover and will start this drive at the 36.
Kind of a squib offside hybrid there. Maybe would call that. Just put it on the ground, and there's a lot of things that could possibly go wrong for the return team, and maybe saw the beginnings of that, but nice job by Southeast falling on it, and they'll take over in pretty decent field position here to start the drive.
Well, next order of business if you're Norfolk, get a 3 and out. Easier said than done. This Knight offense has been churning this second half specifically. Rice right up the middle. Reels off 6.
Looks like we got at least one. We got one Norfolk player cramping. We got another one that's limping a little bit. So the toll of the hot afternoon piling up.
We believe this is Jaden Thompson.
Okay.
Being tended to. 7:13 to go. We'll take a break. Knights leading the Panthers 28-17.
Nebraska, it's time to celebrate our community heroes. Do you know a local hero who dedicates their time to make your community better? Someone who leads with a vision for a brighter tomorrow and inspires others to join? Nominate them today for the Community Hero Program, thanks to Medica. Each month, one Nebraska hero will be chosen and will get to choose a nonprofit to receive a $1,000 donation. Let's honor those who make our community shine. Community Hero, celebrating the heart of Nebraska.
Thompson able to be taken off the field following the cramp, so we're back in action. 2nd and 3 for Southeast. Pitch goes to Butenbach. Hit right at the first down marker. Looks like it will be marked that it's enough to move the sticks.
Southeast obviously going to be trying to really churn some clock here. They do get the 1st and 10. So 6:58 and counting right now for the Knights, and again the way that they've been running the ball, they'll be keeping it on the ground pretty significantly here with a 2-possession lead against the Panthers, and you know, just keeping Butenbach in here because he's had a great night rushing the ball. Nice counter play. Oh,
still going, but there is a flag.
Got another hold.
Back to the ball carrier. There's a flag on the play.
I believe the man who was blocking Skiff on that play, as looks like we got more cramping happening.
Another look at the replay.
Right there, I think, where Skiff went down. 63.
More cramps. Good time to remind you that we'll be talking to a player of the game after this contest. It's brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your healing destination, as well as USAFE Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all of their customers.
On the play, holding, offense, number 72.
Call is officially holding against the Knights. We'll march them back.
All right, so Southeast has themselves in a 1st and 20. You know, I think you still primarily want to try and get some time off this clock at this point if you're the Knights. They got O'Mell in the backfield here.
Skiff.
Boy,
Making the first contact.
That's the first time I think we've seen O'Mel go down on first contact tonight. Skiff there making that tackle.
I have a little bit of a tidbit secret why Skiff is so good. I mean, he has natural talent, clearly. Dad's the defensive coordinator, so that helps. He's a coach on the field, and he might know a little bit more about football than most.
He's got he's one of those guys, and you'll see him every once in a while. He's around the ball on every single play. Been really impressed by him.
2nd and 21. Nowhere for Rice.
Okay, now if you're Norfolk, you're saying on that sideline, you say, hey, you get the stop here. It's 3rd and 21. No penalties, right? Don't give up the deep ball. Make your tackles. Get that ball in the hand of the offense again. That moved last time around. You got 5:22. You got all 3 of your timeouts left. Clock is running right now, but this is a big play in this game for Norfolk to make things interesting. Reverse. Faked it.
Fake reverse. Rice keeps it. And that Norfolk defense does enough. Stayed home. It's going to be a punting situation for the Knights.
And we got a Southeast player who was stretching out a Norfolk player. How about that sportsmanship there after the play?
Always encouraging to see. Here we get another look at the replay.
Love to see it there. All right, so Southeast will presumably bring out the punt team because they've still got a 4th and long even after the decent game there on the fake reverse. And 4:53, 3 timeouts left for the Panthers. And of course, an attack where the long pass is there if the throw can be, made, which that last drive we saw that Signor is absolutely capable of that with that big pass down the near sideline here.
So that's Cabrera making his way off the field for the Panthers, and the Knights now prepare to punt.
All right, I'll put strike back. He'd love to be able to get a little bit of a return on this and not let it bounce way deep into Southeast territory, even catch a fair catch. But we'll see. Southeast has been pretty good on punt coverage tonight, and here we got another stoppage. Oh boys, Norfolk have to use a timeout here. They do.
So Coach Kuzer takes the timeout. We'll take one as well. 4:41 to go. The Knights will punt when we return.
When the game wraps up or even before kickoff, our community welcomes you with open arms. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is happy to have you here, and we want to show you what we're all about. From wide open spaces to music, shopping, entertainment, and more, there is always something for you to discover in our city. Stop by the Visitors Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit lincoln.org. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Welcome back. Norfolk trying to rally. They scored the last time they had the ball, forcing now the Knights to punt. And
Norfolk has to get away from this, though.
It's not a great punt, but there's a flag. There was contact with the punter.
We got roughing. Now the punter's cramping up.
The officials, here it is.
Little bit of tried to hold him up there at the end. A little bit of contact. So now I'm going to be on a Well, let's see. Let's see here what the call is.
Running into the kicker. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
Okay, so it's running in. So not completely catastrophic for the Panthers because it was 4th and 11 going into that. So that'll move it up to about 4th and 6. I don't think Southeast is going to go for this with the extra 5 yards, but you never know with the punting game, though. Looks like they'll still be punting it.
After the penalty, 4th down and 6 from the 49-yard line.
The other thing, too, unfortunate for the Panthers, that was not a good punt
by
the Knights.
Yeah.
They have a chance to really change the field position here.
You're right. Great field position. They're not gonna put the rush on this time. It's gonna get a nice roll. That's a nice roll there.
About a 30-yard difference from punt 1 to punt 2. The Panthers will take over now on their own 15. Like you mentioned, though, this is an offense that can and does like to pass the ball, and they have the capabilities of rallying here.
It feels like they've got the quick strike in them. If that offensive line can hold up and Signor can really, can get into one here deep, especially if they can find. Interesting to see kind of how Southeast plays this. They're going to have trips on the left side. They're going to have 5 wide here for the Panthers.
Nice pass and catch. It's Gavin Jarecki. First down.
And we got another cramp as Norfolk was about to place him with some pace, but Southeast has a player down.
Well, while we have this break, we've been talking about it, Jack. Doubleheader tonight on NCN here at Lincoln. Lincoln East and Lincoln Southwest. And I know you have the pulse of at least the Spartans. You're familiar with it. What's the sales pitch for staying tuned for the Silverhawks Spartans game?
I mean, I think it's a pretty clear one for people who have been following these two programs over the last couple of years. You've got quarterback for East was one of the quarterbacks at Southwest last year. Decided to transfer from Southwest. We saw Manning last week, and so he'll be playing against his old team as Norfolk. It's a nice little game. Gets out of bounds. Of course, that's developed into a bit of a rivalry, and I think that's probably going to be, shall we say, enhanced by what's happened there. And so I think that alone is going to make that throw the records out. Although, as you saw, Southwest has had kind of a rough beginning of the season, but East has a chance to get their third win of the season and go 3-1, and they're already ranked in the NCN rankings here at this point. So, should be a great matchup tonight. Stick around for that.
That last pass and catch to Maddox first for the first down. Going back towards first, this time too much on it.
Yeah, there was that shot that we were talking about. You almost wonder on one of these plays if he could look off that safety and maybe get rid of the safety help, which was right there for the Knights on that play. And again, he was tough for the quarterback too, because he's facing pressure there once again. 2nd and 10, 3:58. I mean, you got 2 timeouts.
First sheds a tackle. Pushed out in the 45.
You don't have to go warp speed here necessarily with 2 timeouts. They've been finding it with kind of that short passing game so far.
1st and 10, Norfolk from the 47-yard line.
And frankly, that's where Signor's looked his best. That last touchdown, that timing pattern, that's where he's looked his best tonight with some of those short timing patterns. I mean, you can keep going. You got 2 minutes left on the clock after this drive is over. That's still doable.
Signor sheds a would-be
Ooh, a
tackler.
little,
He's
a little
still
stiff
going.
arm.
Across the 30.
Boy, great pump fake there. Just did enough to throw the defender off, and then gets the hand on the hat to bring him down. And let's check this out. Watch a pump fake here. And boop. And then nice stiff arm. All right, 30-yard line. And I guess don't forget, a field goal still makes it a single possession game here if you end up having to do that. I don't think they're going to want to do that, but there you got that sack.
Tried it again, and I believe that's Pierre Allen Jr. who shut that down.
Got a Southeast player limping. They're going to get him out of there. Of course, Norfolk wants to move. They want to get going quickly here because the clock's ticking at 3:20.
Now we do have a Southeast player
Yeah.
down.
Oh, way down there, too. Way away from the play.
3:15 to go. We'll take a break. 28-17, Southeast.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery?
Xavion Campbell, looked like that was Bradford, able to get off the field following the cramps. 3:15 to go, 2nd and 15 for Norfolk. And just overshooting first there.
He had first. He had him. They're going to make first go way back there and get the football. He's going to have to go up the berm there. He's almost out on A Street having to get that ball. Goodness sakes. We already got people cramping up all over the field. Let's get some ball boys or girls out there.
There's got to be, first quarters out there for some, quarter for every ball you get.
You would think so.
Type of thing.
First is definitely going to hit his 10,000 steps today now.
There's a quick hitter to Rosas on the curl route. Gain of 4.
All right, 3 minutes. I kind of set that number kind of around 2 minutes where you feel like you probably gotta get this thing in or get some points on the board by 2 minutes, but there's no reason to panic in terms of the time. But you got 4th down now. So this is it, do or die here.
Signor forced to step into this one and well in front of his target. The Knights will take over.
And Caden Ward there on the defensive end, I believe, or was that number? Was it 0 or 8? I might have missed the number on that one, or was it Applegate who ended up getting in there? But just no time, and that was a function of the pressure at that point that was on Signor. And now Southeast with 2:37 is going to try and get the Panthers to use those timeout and either get a first down and end this thing, or at very worst get a punt off with around a minute or a little more to go on the clock.
Rice with the carry. Panthers using their 2nd timeout. (28-17) your score on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. Looking ahead at these schedules. Norfolk, you look at their next 3 games, and those are all games you'd say are winnable. Pavilion La Vista South 0-3, Omaha South 0-3, at Omaha Burke 1-2.
Wow.
You round out the season with a couple of tough ones, hosting Elkhorn South and Creighton Prep.
Okay.
For the Knights, they get the fun one, hosting Millard South, which is a very good team, as we know.
Millard South is going to come here to Lincoln?
Millard South's coming to Lincoln.
I might need to get in the crowd for that one if I'm not up here.
And then it's at Lincoln High, hosting North Platte. We will be covering that North Platte game on October 11th. And then Omaha Benson and Lincoln East to round things out, as Pierre Allen Jr. with a carry to the outside.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting, Steve, assuming Southeast holds on here and what happens with that East and Southwest game. But very well, that East-Southeast game could be once again. It's kind of been the battle of the last few years to see the top team in the city of Lincoln here at this point, which is kind of generally meant, maybe a shot of the playoff, probably going on the road to the Metro. Both of these teams have put scares into Metro teams that have ended up in the championship games over the years. We'll see if they're at that level this year. I should shout out the Lincoln Northeast Rockets, though, which you'll appreciate. How about that? 3-0 for the Rockets this year.
We will take it. The best start for their program since 2010, as Butenbach is tackled hard. And we have some frustration boiling over. And we'll all go back to our respective sides and not let things get any worse.
Butenbach didn't like that tackle, and it was on the sideline for sure, but let's take a look at this here. But Butenbach took some real exception to it after the play, and kind of threw him down. Yeah, Butenbach didn't like it. He may be the one getting the penalty on this play. I mean, I would not call that an egregious. It's probably on the line of whether you throw a late hit or not, but I don't think it was particularly unsportsmanlike. It was a matter of the play there, as the southeast sideline is continuing to have some words with the Norfolk players that are still on the field. Refs kind of sorting this thing out. See what we actually have here. Might just be offsetting and stay where it's at. It's such a good night for Butenbach. Just, unnecessary to jump up like that. It was, again, probably on the line of whether it was out of bounds or not, but I would say far from what you would call some kind of a dirty hit.
2 fouls on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 34, offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 8, defense. That's the first unsportsmanlike. For penalties all set, the first down.
All right. You heard it there.
So after all that, not much.
19-yard gain for Butenbach.
It was a nice run.
Yeah.
It was a nice run.
And pretty much allows the Knights to salt this one away.
Yeah, Panthers down to 1 timeout, 2:17. They'll wind the clock here.
And Rice squeaking through the hole, close to a 10-yard pickup.
And it looks like Rice is cramping up. And that will do it. The world record for calf cramps in a high school football game.
We should have had a counter, like a graphic. Just a little tally every time.
We'll see. We're going to have to go into the record. I don't know if the NSAA has that in the archive.
We need to talk to Nate Newhouse.
Yeah, we'll see.
Get it on the website.
It's good to see that it's not serious injuries for sure. It is really. It's just a function of the heat, the afternoon, hydration, a long game, and Another first down there for the Knights. That's going to about do it, I think.
3 on play. First and 10 Knights from the 33-yard line.
Just a couple more snaps here, and we'll be done with game number 1 and ready for the second game of our doubleheader, which is again Lincoln East, Lincoln Southwest, with our live coverage starting at 7:45, exactly 45 minutes from now. So Jack, your takeaways as we reflect on what will be a 28-17 ball game.
You know, it's interesting because Southeast was a little conservative with as much as they used Butenbach, I thought, tonight. Obviously a weapon. We saw in that last run that he was a weapon, and we got a little bit of shoving there on the final play as the clock will run out. Good to see the players shaking some hands there as well. I think, you know, for Norfolk's part on it, they need to take advantage of obviously their size and a quarterback who's still kind of working into the experience of being a starting quarterback right now for Norfolk, working with the receivers, getting timing with those receivers. I saw some good stuff on short timing passes, but I think they've got deep threats that are available for them this year. He's got to have the protection, and he's got to get those throws down. Both of these guys have playmakers on defense, though. You know, I think any team that either of these two teams are facing, they're going to get hit on defense, pass rush when they need it as well. I was really impressed with the players on defense on both of these games, but good one here, and a big win for Southeast. And we'll see what they're able to do, as you said, propelling into a schedule where they will get a chance to try their hand against the team that looks like the best in the state right now with Millard South.
Well, stay with us. We'll take a break. Our post-game show is coming up next.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond is your leader in engineering and designing your new building, additions to facilities, and concrete construction. Their professional projects can be seen across northeast Nebraska. Whether it's a business office, barn, shop, or addition to an existing building, when the project is complete, you'll have a building that meets the needs of your operation. Check out ashoffconstruction.com or call Scott, Kenny, or Luke in Osmond at 402-748-3551.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Stop into Zollner Ford Beatrice for our summer clearance sale and drive away in a new Ford F-150, Escape Expedition, Edge, or Explorer. With approved credit, receive 0% financing with 0 down payment and 0 payments for 90 days. That's right, our 000 sale. Shop now while selection's best during our biggest sale of the year. The Ford summer clearance with 0%, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days at Zollner Ford Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
My name is Cameron Krejci, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. I chose to work at Elkhorn Valley Bank because it's a local community bank here in Yankton, and that's where I'm from. I feel like they give a lot to the community, whether that's building up the community through lending or giving is why I decided to work here. The most rewarding part of my job at Elkhorn Valley Bank would probably be putting customers in a better situation today than they were yesterday. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. Use Safe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Lay the foundation for increased harvesting capacity and a successful harvest by ordering a new John Deere combine during Landmark Implement's early order program. Upgrade to the latest model and maximize yield potential with advanced harvest technology. Customize your combine and secure the best discounts and financing options of the year. Contact your local Landmark Implement today to order your new John Deere combine and experience the Landmark difference.
When it comes to finding your next vehicle, Woodhouse Buick GMC has you covered. Whether you're looking for the luxury of a Buick Enclave or the rugged capability of a GMC Sierra, our friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Stop in today or visit us online at woodhousebuickgmc.com and check out all our current offers going on now. Woodhouse Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of the Valley. Together we go further. Use Safe Pharmacy, where their mission is your family's health. And by John Henry's, our family serving yours.
Welcome back to Seacrest Field. 28-17, Lincoln Southeast gets the victory over Norfolk. Joining me now, head coach Gatula. Coach, back and forth game in that first half, but it seemed like you hit a different gear in the second. Were able to hold Norfolk in check offensively, or defensively rather, and put up more points on offense. What was, in your mind, the shift, or what allowed you to break away in that second half?
Well, the kick return was obviously huge. We kind of challenged them at halftime there. We didn't feel like we were playing very well special teams-wise, and certainly they answered with the first play of the second half with that kick return. I thought that kind of swung some momentum, and just really proud of our kids. You know, we didn't play the way we felt like we needed to play last week, and it was great to bounce back and play at a pretty high level on both sides of the ball tonight.
And what do you think allowed you to do that, to refocus after last week's game and then put in this performance you saw this afternoon?
I think we got good senior leadership. They, did an excellent job of bouncing back from a setback last week. And I think our kids just compete really hard. We try to bring that out in them in practice week in and week out, and I thought they came out and competed against a really good football team from Norfolk.
And looking at this team, you're sitting at 3-1 on this season. A tough one coming up against Millard South, but how do you feel your team's at related to its potential at this point in the season?
Yeah, well, we're happy with where we're at. We kind of take a look at things 1 week at a time. Our goal is always to be 1-0 every week. We kind of shift gears now from non-district play into district play, so the games get even bigger because of the playoff implications. But happy with where we're at, but we also know there's things that we can still improve on.
Coach, appreciate it. Before I let you go, we're going to talk to your senior quarterback, Trey Bolin, next. 2 touchdown passes today. What can you say about what he offers this team?
Proud of that young man. Like I said, he, last week we didn't play offensively how we wanted to, and he was a great leader all week in practice and came out and played extremely well for our offense. So really proud of what he got done this week.
Coach, appreciate it, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring in Trey Bolin, our Nebraska Orthopedic Center USAFE Pharmacy Player of the Game. Unofficially 139 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Trey, coach said wasn't pleased with how the offense performed last week against Creighton Prep, and then this week you were focused. and you led your team to a victory today. Can you talk us through that performance and what went into all week preparing for today?
Right. Well, we knew we were going to play on a Thursday, so it was a short week. And as far as last week went, we knew we were going to have to just simply respond. And I felt offense did that great. Defense came up too with some big key turnovers to help out our offense. And yeah, that's kind of it.
And looking at what you did, walk us through those 2 touchdown passes. You threw two that were right on the money.
Yeah, well, we knew that Norfolk was going to play a little bit different coverage, and Coach Katula gave me like some plays where I could kind of do with the rock with what I wanted, and I just saw some coverages and just went after it.
Talking to Coach, he's 2-year varsity or junior varsity starter rather, and he said, you've taken the reins as a senior leader in your first year at varsity. What has that journey been like, and what mentality does it take to be a JV player rather for 2 years and then step up and lead the team in your senior year?
Yeah, just sitting back, kind of taking notes. Anytime you get on any opportunity you can get on the field, just a blessing. And kind of like sitting back is good sometimes too. As far as just doing what you can. And once that role does come to you, you just gotta go all out.
Lastly, know your father was a football player in his own right. Has there been any wisdom that he has given you over the years that's helped lead you to where you're at currently?
Just go out there, play hard, just work hard, be the leader when you can, and just inspire guys to, go out there and just give their best.
Well, Trey, sounds like you're doing that out on the field, inspiring your teammate, inspiring your fans, and inspiring the Knights to a victory here this afternoon. Good luck the rest of the way.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Trey Bolin, 2 touchdown passes, 139 yards through the air. The Knights get the 28-17 victory over Norfolk. Stay with us. We'll wrap things up at Seacrest and get ready for the second game of our doubleheader.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you gotta check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Welcome back. Wrapping things up from our first game of the doubleheader. Special thanks to Coach Katula as a part of our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview. Stay playing and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. And congrats to Trey Bolin, our Nebraska Orthopedic Center Player of the Game, your healing destination, and also our USAE Pharmacy Player of the Game, where they are dedicated to the well-being of all of our customers. Let's wrap things up by taking a look at the top plays from this one. Thursday afternoon football at Seacrest Field. Lincoln Southeast hosting the Panthers. Both teams 2-1 entering the contest. Both teams coming off a loss their last time out. We get things started off with a field goal knocked in by Isidro Rosas, a 35-yard field goal, making it 7-3. This was after Trey Bolin hit Dane O'Mell for a 48-yard score for the Knights. Then the Panthers get into the end zone. Cohen Skiff, a 1-yard touchdown, makes it 10-7 early in the second. Bolin then dropping off a dime to Charlie Thorne, a 40-yard strike from the senior QB. It would set up this. Cash Butenbach. He's down. No, he's not. Heads-up play to keep on running. He takes it in from 9 yards out. 14-10, Knights back on top halfway through the second. And that would be your score. Going into halftime, Lincoln Southeast, this is how they started the half. Dane O'Mell, he had the touchdown pass reception in the first quarter. He wants to do another trip to the end zone. How about a 96-yard kick return to start the third quarter? 21-10 is your score. The Knights rolling early on in the second half, and they would add to it. Nice run by Butenbach, who had one heck of a game, eclipsed the 100-yard mark. This a 56-yarder before he's tackled. Cash Butenbach had quite the performance, and then Trey Bolin, his second touchdown pass of the game, finding Mason Meta for that 16-yard strike. It's 28-10 late in the third. Lincoln Southeast well in control, but Norfolk not going away, at least trying to get back into this one. But you have an interception. This was the second INT of the game for Mario Bradford. He had another one late in the second quarter. Norfolk does get on the scoreboard in the second half. A great pass from Cole Signor, and he finds Rosas, a 14-yard strike. 28-17 is your score, and that's what it would remain for this one. The Knights get the victory, improving to 3-1. Norfolk drops to 2-2. Jack, any final thoughts before we put a bow on this one?
No, just a really good game by Southeast. Strong defense. Butenbach is he's a heck of a player. Really tough runner. And as you had talked about there during that post-game interview with Bolin, getting his chance now with varsity for the first time, made the plays that he needed to, but I think Southeast is going to be able to rely on that running game and some real athletes on that defense. It's going to be interesting to see how they match up when they start to see teams from the Metro coming ahead during this course of this season.
Well, that will do it for this broadcast. We'll be taking a break, going back to regular programming for about the next half hour. Grab some food, get comfortable, and come back at 7:45. We'll be live for Lincoln East versus Lincoln Southwest, the second game of our doubleheader from Seacrest here on NCN. We'll see you soon.